Good afternoon, everyone. I feel very excited to be here today and for this presentation, not just because I will be talking about something very important, but also because I am going to be a property owner in a very choice location in Abuja after today. The reason is very simple, because I was approached earlier to have my slot swapped with the slot for the Honorable Minister for Works and Housing. And I accepted that proposition on the condition that, a beautiful housing unit will be given to me in Abuja. So I would like to encourage the organizers of this event to please follow up with this condition and ensure that it's fulfilled. All right, thank you. I was hoping the presentation would be already on the projector by now, but I don't know what's causing the delay. My name is Austin Obinna Ezejiofor. I work for GIZ as the team leader for the program Migration and Diaspora. It's a global program, actually. And while we wait for the presentation, the whole idea is to tell you today about how Nigerians that are trained in Germany can add value to your work as employers. In the course of today's presentation, there have been a lot of discussions around irregular migration and even regular migration. And of course, when you talk about regular migration, you see that a lot of Nigerians are leaving the country in droves, and this eventually could lead to brain drain, like you know, right? So part of what we try to do as a program is to mitigate brain drain and convert it to brain gain, to see how these people who have trained in Germany could come back without support if they want to, and contribute to sustainable development in Nigeria. I still do not see the presentation yet, but I won't be deterred by that because we do not have much time. So the program Migration and Diaspora PMD is implemented by GIZ in 22 countries around the world, actually, and 6 of these countries are in the sub-Saharan Africa. The program is commissioned, of course, by the German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development, BMZ, and the objective is very simple, which is just about supporting relevant stakeholders in Nigeria. By relevant stakeholders, I will be referring to the organized private sector, to the government ministries and agencies, to NGOs, to institutions of higher learning. I mean, all sectors that are relevant to development in Nigeria. So we want to see how to support you to achieve your development goals by harnessing the positive effects of regular migration and diaspora engagement. So people who have migrated on a regular basis to Germany, precisely Germany, you know, they get to form the diaspora base right there in Germany. We want to see how you can, you know, tap into the knowledge, the skills they've acquired, you know, to achieve your development goals. And it's very simple how we do this. We have 4 main fields of action through which we drive this process. First is what we call development-oriented return, or returning expats. So these are expats in Germany. They've studied in Germany, and many of them have worked professionally in Germany, and they wish to return to work in Nigeria, which means they need employers like you. So if you're an employer and you are interested in very experienced, highly qualified Nigerians that are trained in Germany, you can tap into this offer by, you know, giving them the opportunity to work for you. We will support that process, you know, by helping to facilitate the placement of such employers or such returning experts to you. And then we provide subsidies, like salary subsidies to them to augment the salaries that they receive from your employment. We facilitate networking events for them as well, putting them together. And so far in Nigeria, we have 50 returning experts, like 50 of them who have returned from Germany. Some of them have already finished the contract of 2 years that we have for them, and at the moment we have 20 active returning experts who are receiving salary subsidies from our program. But there is some incentive for you as the employer anyways. Sorry, I started talking before the presentation came up, right? So most likely I will not follow it just the way it has been prepared. But just to let you know that for the employers, we also support them with what we call workplace equipment subsidy. So if you hire one returning expert, we can provide the support of equipment up to 10,000 euro for just hiring one returning expert, because such experts during their stay in Germany have been used to using certain kind of equipment which probably are not available right at their workplace. So we're going to do this to support you and to help them share knowledge effectively. So if you hire more than one returning expert, it's now 10,000 euro times 2, and so on and so forth instead. So earlier already you saw the SDGs on the screen. That was just to talk about the philosophy, the logic behind what we do. We always look out for employers or partners, institutions that contribute one thing or the other to the Sustainable Development Goals. And we also try to see how the individuals who come on our program could contribute as well to the Sustainable Development Goals. So I have already talked about the returning experts. So if you're here and you are interested in having such experts on your workforce, please do contact us and we'll discuss in details on how to do this. Normally, it's very simple. You send us a detailed job description, and with that job description, we'll look through our pool and then get you matching experts who meet these specifications you've actually described. Now, you see already we have some best practices. Actually, there are people that have already done this successfully and are still doing it. One very good best practice we have been very proud of recently is Dr. Meseko, Dr. Clement Meseko. You see that on the screen. He has been doing great jobs, supporting the fight against COVID-19 pandemic in Nigeria. In fact, GIZ Worldwide published his story last year because of the giant strides he has made in this particular issue. So with this, I proceed to the next field of action, which is on the diaspora expert engagement. So there are experts in Germany who haven't decided to return, like the returning experts, but they still want to come for short-term stays in Nigeria, right? So these people, they are busy working in Germany, which is why we try to support them. It's more like a voluntary service. And by the way, there is one of such persons seated here today. Alentello, are you here? So Alentello has been part of this conference. He is a diaspora expert teaching at the University of Uyo with the support from our program. So when you need such people to come to work for you for free, between 4 weeks, normally 3 weeks, but because of COVID at the moment, we say 4 weeks to 6 months. You don't pay them any salary. All the cost will be borne by our program. We give them lump sum for their flight cost, and then they receive daily allowances for their upkeep here in Nigeria, which will cover their accommodation. Some of them stay in hotels, their feeding, and so on and so forth. And I can bet you, thank you. These allowances are actually very lucrative. So, and the good thing for you as an employer or an institution represented here today is that you do not have to pay any money for this, right? So it's entirely cost and loss. Yes, so this is part of what we do. And since we started this, a lot of Nigerian professionals have been trying to key into this, and it's really something we are very proud of. Then the next field of action is what we call Diaspora Organizations. I didn't talk about the best practices, but I'm sure you saw them on the screen anyways. So Diaspora Organizations would also be addressing the issue of contributing to sustainable development in Nigeria, but then this is what it is. These are Nigerians in Germany who get themselves organized as registered associations, what you call e.V. in German, right? Eingetragene Vereine. So they are registered associations in Germany as non-for-profit. They want to contribute to in Nigeria's quest for development. But what we do is to have a call for proposals every year where they submit their project ideas as proposals. We assess all of these ideas and we select a few which are really top-notch, right? And they get grants up to 44,000 euro to implement small-scale projects in Nigeria geared towards sustainable development. We started officially as a program in 2016 until date, just in 4 to 5 years, we've successfully implemented 15 projects in Nigeria, just like I've mentioned before. So it's probably something those of you in the field of NGO can also, or CSO can also tap from, right? So we're in contact with a lot of such organizations in Germany. So if you're interested, we can connect you to them. I also hear there is one NGO that is seated here right now that is currently implementing a project under this particular field of action. For some reasons, I wouldn't mention this NGO. Milan Aid Foundation is right here, but I won't mention the individual who is one of the co-founders of this NGO. But it's really something good for you. Then the fourth one is business ideas for development. So not all of these professionals in Germany want to go into like projects or want to return or want to work. Some of them want to venture into startups. They want to start businesses in Nigeria. So they receive support from us, to get into startup, to, process their business ideas from the stage of ideation till it becomes real seed, founded here in Nigeria. We link them up with professionals in Germany as consultants, professionals in the field who put them through the process of coaching, mentorship, refine their business ideas to, global world standard. And then we link them up with professionals here in Nigeria. Currently, we're in partnership with CC Hub, who help them, fine-tune those ideas they've developed in Germany to make sure they meet the realities on ground. Because sometimes these guys are over there in Germany, they lost touch with what is happening here. So CC Hub at the moment helps them to fine-tune these ideas, address real problems, and provide solutions to these problems. And we as a country got involved in this just last year, 2020, and until now we already have people who have started the process and just about setting up their businesses. We have just one best practice in this regard, Trashcoin. This guy based in Germany is just trying to replicate the issue of environmental management by converting trash cans to wealth, to money, just like it's done in the developed world, right? So you put in your trash and you get money in return. And with this, we help to mitigate some of these issues around the environmental degradation and waste management. So we do other works around remittances. We have a website called Geld Transfer. Geld is the German word for money. Transfer, fairness in sending money, remittances, right? So you get information on how to send money for less charges, and the recipient receives much more money anyway. So, and of course, we work on gender as well. We have a number of things we do around gender. And on this note, I would like to thank you. If you are here and you want to collaborate with us, it doesn't cost you so much. Hire good staff, pay the normal salary, we augment and receive equipment, or they work for you for free. Please do contact us. My colleagues are also present today. Ujunwa and Rosalind are here, so they will be happy to interact with you. Thank you so much.
Can they identify themselves, please?
Yeah,
your
Ujunwa,
colleagues that
please.
are here. Can you stand up?
Yeah, and Rosalind.
So they can be approached.
Yes, please. Just approach any of us, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you. Thank you so much. Thank you.